Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michael and this is the Mental Wealth Trader channel where I share my journey from the corporate world into entrepreneurialism and the world of day trading. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I left the corporate world and what it's like running a cafe with my wife and kind of being a newbie to the entrepreneurial world, let's say. So the kind of the inspiration for me to go into the entrepreneurial side of things comes from many different people. I've been really fortunate to work with incredible entrepreneurs and incredible leaders over the years. I won't name them, but safe to say that they've become incredibly successful people, and it's been a privilege and honor to work with them and to know them. Aside from them, the other person that really inspired me was actually my wife. So when I met her 8 years ago, I actually met her just as she was opening up the cafe. I was waiting for it to be opened up. I lived about a minute's walk away. I saw they were going to be opening up, and I was like, right, okay, might be able to get myself a free coffee here and there or a discount on a coffee. And yeah, went in. I initially got myself a little kind of crumble tart, let's say, and then a mini pavlova. And as I say, 8 years later, I've ended up with a bit more than a mini pavlova, a wife, 2 kids, a dog, and a lot more besides. So it's certainly been quite the journey. But I remember meeting her when she was 24 when she opened up the cafe. She's fresh out of university with her best friend Anna, and they obviously hadn't really worked in the corporate world or anything like that, but they knew that this is what they wanted to do, and this was their passion. And the first couple of years, they worked so damn hard to get it off the ground and to get it moving. And then by 2018, 2019, it was really going really well. We renovated it in 2019, and things were flying. 2019 was an amazing year, and then boom, the pandemic hit 2020, and like all hospitality and gastronomy businesses, we were hit really hard. Thanks to our savings, thanks to some government help as well, we managed to keep the business afloat. I'm pleased to say that we're now heading back up, slowly but surely, hopefully up to the same levels that we were heading towards in 2019, which is great. But she really inspired me, along with those others that I'd worked with, to kind of, to appreciate the entrepreneurial spirit in all of us. And I always used to say to that I wasn't brave enough. I never had the brave, the bravery to go and make that kind of decision, to leave the security of the corporate world, fixed income, all the benefits that you might get, whether it be bonuses, whether it be private medical care, life insurance, all those things, to leave all of that behind and go and do something where it's all on you. That was really quite scary. And in 2020, we welcomed our first child, James, into the world, just the beginning of the pandemic. And then Sophie was born in January 2022. And yeah, it was kind of a life-changing moment. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it really was. Becoming a father just totally changed me, changed my perspective on everything. And that's where I got triggered into thinking, maybe I should go and do something for myself. Maybe I should take that leap. To put it bluntly, I'd lost my mojo. I lost my confidence. And I found it really hard to face going back to work, because I took paternity leave for both kids. In Poland, the mother or the father can take kind of up to 1 year of leave. After 16 weeks, the father can take it instead of the mother. Because Pauline is self-employed, I decided to take it. You get 80% of your salary, so financially it worked out better for us, and it also meant that we were both there for the kids in those first 12 months, and it made such a difference to how my bond with the kids. Right, most fathers don't have that. I've got such an amazing bond with the kids, and I never take that for granted. Never take it for granted. But the decision to go solo didn't happen until this year, when James is what, 3.5, Sophie's a year and a half old, or almost 2 years old. And the reason for that is because, like probably like most fathers, although I don't know how many would admit it, I really felt the pressure of being the breadwinner. Right, my source of income has always been the majority for us. Running a cafe just isn't isn't as lucrative as some people might like to believe. And I found it, I found it really hard to think, is it okay for me to risk that? Is it okay for me to take that leap and risk not having that fixed income coming in and, being able to pay the bills? But my mental health had taken a real knock during the pandemic and whilst I was off on paternity leave, because I just lost my confidence. I lost my mojo. I lost my sense of worth, my sense of value. And so that's where trading came in, and trading started to give me a bit of confidence back. And so the trading was something completely different to what I'd done before, but using skills that I'd learned over the years. So being structured, being disciplined, being organized, having a routine and all those sorts of things. And that really helped me to kind of think, okay, yeah, maybe I could do this. And then with the cafe as well, being off on paternity leave, I'd been able to get more involved. So I now look after all of the finances. Paulina's the creative one. I'm the kind of the sensible one. And actually that works really well together. I'm able to bring ideas of, let's say, I don't know, continuous improvement and efficiencies and those sorts of things that you would hear all day long in a corporate environment. But if you've never experienced anything outside of that business that you started yourself, sometimes you don't necessarily see those things or even think of those things. So that's really helped me to bring that element of what I learned over the last 15, 20 years of my career into the cafe, but also into my private ventures as well. And so, I won't lie, it's not easy. You've got to have that motivation to get up out of bed and get to the office and turn on your laptop and make sure you get things done. There's no boss there to tell you or to check on you or anything like that. It's all on you to motivate yourself. And that's not easy. I won't lie. If you're exhausted, last night I didn't get much sleep because James kept me up for most of the night. But this morning I was determined I was going to come in and I was going to get some stuff done. I'm currently in a trade that's worth, a nice tidy sum of about $150, and it's been a good day. And that's because I've got to have the right mindset. But the other thing actually that the corporate world, I'm not sure about the corporate world, but certainly where I worked. So I worked in business travel and I worked in property and facilities management. So making sure all the offices operationally were running properly. And we always used to joke that every day was different because anything can happen. Just like in the trading markets, anything could happen. And that really taught me how to be adaptable and able to embrace change. And particularly in the cafe, where 1 minute it can be absolutely heaving with 50 people queuing out the door, and the next minute it's dead, not a single soul around. It really fluctuates, and that's really hard sometimes to cope with. It can impact your mental health. It can impact the guys at the cafe about how they feel, because suddenly they've got the adrenaline of, oh right, there's loads of people. Then all of a sudden it's dead as a doorpost and you're bored stiff, and you think, right, let's find some stuff to do. So again, that's helped me to kind of balance that and cope with that to some extent. But it's certainly not an easy change. Losing that security and what have you is not easy at all. But I knew that I wanted to work for myself. I knew that I wanted to do something new where I learned something new. And frankly, I proved to myself that I could still, pick something up from scratch, learn it and do it and master it. And that's really what's driving me. That's really what's giving me the motivation to be successful. And I think one of the reasons why I decided to launch this channel was because I wanted to document that journey of, right, I'm going it alone. I'm coming out of let's say the safety of the corporate world, although some might argue it's not so safe these days with the economy the way it is. But the general perceived safety of having working for the same company for 13 years to suddenly going out on my own, um, that's a big leap. And I'll be honest, it's scary, but it is something that I'm really excited about. I'm really looking forward to, and I've been doing it for a few months now, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't find it difficult to get up in the morning, or well, if I'm tired, of course I do, but I don't dread coming into work. I look forward to coming into work. When we were on holiday a few weeks ago, I think it was the Friday or the Saturday, we were coming back, and I said to Pauline, I said, God, I'm really looking forward to Monday, getting back to work, and I've got some ideas, and that, I hadn't had for a long time. The job that I did before, I was good at. Um, I struggled to say that about myself for the last few years. I didn't feel I was good at it, but I know looking back that I was. But it was something that I knew. It was something that I was familiar with, and so it almost felt like I'd lost the challenge. And so now doing this, I feel challenged. I feel like I've got something to prove to myself. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, so that's just a little bit about why I made that decision, why I came into, kind of the entrepreneurial side of things. Running a cafe is not easy. It's not something I'd recommend to a lot of people, but it is really enjoyable, and it is something to. It's great to see something physical there that that you can influence and change. And I think that's probably one of the wonderful thing about being an entrepreneur is that if you want to change something, you can change it. There's nobody that you need to ask for approval or anything like that. If you want to do it, go and do it. So yeah, so I hope that's given you guys a bit of food for thought. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do like, subscribe, and share the channel. I really want to reach this out to as many people as possible. If you've got any questions, pop me a message. Do please check out the Instagram and the TikTok and the LinkedIn and the Facebook. All of those really help to grow the channel. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.